The Times super producer Ron Nevison was supposed to produce Triumph. It never happened, and you'll understand why when you watch this clip on Rock History Music. Lay It on the Line is a new autobiography by Rick Emmett. It's about Triumph, it's about rock and roll, it's about guitars, but I say, to me, it's about how to live a great life, a successful life. Rick's big on that. Links to the book in the very top of the description of this video. Also coming up in this clip, Rick will talk about buying his parents a house and his father looking at him and saying, I guess this music thing's really paying off. But first, Ron Nevison, and he had it all worked out. The song Just One Night, which was presented by Outside Riders, was going to be sung by Rick Emmett. Ron Nevison wanted Rick to sing them, but then Rick said, wait a minute, get a feeling Gil might want to sing that one. Well, anyway, it did not turn out well. I didn't mind Gil's version of it, but it didn't become a hit. Rick Emmett tells the story on Rock History Music. Ron, the producer that could have been, that never was. You know, I didn't mind Gil's Just One Night. I'd forgotten it. I forgot it. I mean, obviously you're my favorite singer in that band, but I had listened to it this morning. I went, oh yeah, I remember this. Tell me about that.
Well, you know, Ron's thing was that he could find songs that he would bring to projects and then produce them in the way that, in the style that he liked to do it. And if you listen to, like, here's a weird thing about Ron Nevison records. There's never any hi-hat and there's never any cymbal crashes. Like, there's never any drum rolls, never. Like, listen to the Starship hits, listen to the Heart songs, like, you know, like the Starship song, Sarah, you know, Sarah, we built this city, you know, like those kinds of records. They don't have. It was just the way he worked, and it was his style of doing things. But he would find these songs from outside writers and bring them into the band and say, "This is going to be a hit. This will be a hit. You know, I'm going to produce it in a certain way, and it'll get radio airplay." And he turned the trick. So the song Just One Night was one of the ones, and right from the get-go, we liked it. It was a song that was written by Neil Schon, Eric Martin, the singer from Mr. Big, who on the demo, I went, this is incredible. Like, this should have been a hit, you know, when this came out. Like, I don't understand why it wasn't, you know. And there was a third writer, too. I'm not sure. It was Tony Fanucci or somebody like that. I don't know the guy. Anyhow, so, you know, it was like, well, who's going to sing this? And so when we were cutting beds in LA, Ron came to me and he said, look, I want you, the songs that I've brought to the project, I want you to make sure they're all cut in keys that you can sing, because, you know, you're going to be the singer. And I went, whoa, 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 that's not going to fly. You know, that's just not. Like, Gil's going to want the songs that he's kind of already been laying claim to and working out the keys that they're going to be cut in and stuff. He's not going to give those up. Like, and so he said, well, you leave that to me. And I went, oh, and we got on the plane and we were flying back from LA. And I thought, I better broach this subject with Gil. I better, you know, like, try to make him aware that this is what's coming. And so when I did, Gil was really unhappy that it was like,
you didn't go into what was, you didn't, I mean, obviously it's none of our business, but you purposely didn't say what was said on that plane.
Well, it was like he thought I was being a traitor. And like, now it was like I was the guy that was betraying the Three Musketeer ethos, you know? And I was going, no, that's not what this is about. I'm talking about the future of the band being signed in a record deal to MCA, and MCA wanting to do, they've brought in Nevison because this is what Nevison wants. And this is what the record company wants. And if you fight this, you're going to be going against the record company.
And there was that $3 million thing too. There was that little thing, that little $3 million buying you from RCA.
Totally, yes. Hanging there like the sword of Damocles, you know, like the financial sword of Damocles. Yeah, for sure. And you know, yeah, it's in the end, you know, there's no guarantee that if I'd sung the tune, it would have been a hit. But you know, I wrote Somebody's Out There later, and then that was the lead single hit, and it was the highest charting song that Triumph ever had. So maybe it wasn't even a question of getting airplay. it was maybe more a question of first you got to get airplay with one thing, then you got to have to get airplay with another. The power ballad was usually the third card that got played, you know, for the Def Leppard record or the Shania Twain record or the Bryan Adams record, or, you know, like that was the formula and it worked, you know. I think What About Love was the big one that launched Heart, but then the one that really made the album sales take off was the one that Nancy
These
sang,
Dreams.
right? Not the,
Nancy
These
sang
Dreams.
These Dreams, yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that was the big hit, and apparently that created some unhappy energy between the sisters too. Like, you know, it happens in bands, you know. Ego, what a strange thing.
Wrote only 4 years later, Triumph would play Maple Leaf Gardens, front page of the entertainment section in the mid 80s. You bought your parents a house and your dad looks at you and says, so this music theme seems to be working out, eh?
Yeah, it's a nice way to sort of shortcut, you know, what can be a long story of the, you know, the conflict between my dad and I, which, you know, sometimes it would be, there would be détente and my dad would tolerate, you know, but he just didn't get it. You know, he was not raised that way. And he was very much about duty and loyalty. And, you know, he worked in the same company for 46 years and he believed that, you know, you had to have a job and you had to settle in and, you know, that's how you could provide for your family. And here I was, you know, staying out too late, going to band rehearsals and now, you know, going on the road and, you know, not shaving for, you know, 4 months, you know, and coming back home and he going like, you look like a bum, you know, you look like a, yeah. So, you know, but I mean, he did eventually, you know, love me for who I was, you know, and my mom had a lot to do with kind of leavening that with my dad, you know. And then of course, after my mom passed and my brothers were gone, there was only me and my dad left. And I had to be the principal caregiver for him as he, you know, was slowly but surely heading into dementia and all of those kinds of things that if you make it to 92, you're outliving all of your parts, you know. Yeah.
92.
Yeah. So 92. Yeah. Yeah.
That I like that picture of you at the step and he's going to work and good girl legs, by the way, back then. I'm not sure how you, I don't want to know what they look like now, but that was you're sporting it.
My mom had great legs and I inherited a fair bit of my, like, you know, I'm 70 years old, but I still have a kind of a youthful face. That was my mom and my grandmother on my mom's side, you know.
You must get that a lot. I meant to tell you a while ago. Sorry to interrupt. You must get that a lot. I get it, but you're way outpacing me because I'm 63. And of course, Shannon's like think about it now. She's 52. Yes, that's right. She still gets ID'd, but anyway, you must get that a lot. I'm not putting you in a weird situation, but you got to get that a lot.
Yeah, I do. And you know, that people go, oh, when I tell people I'm 70 and they go, no, are you kidding me? No, that's not, you know. And I kind of like that. It's kind of nice that I've always kind of liked it when I was screwing around with people's expectations or perceptions or something, you know. So that's a shallow one, but you know, it's one I'm happy to take. However, I've been doing a lot of these podcasts lately, and then when I see them later, and I realize, oh boy, you know, there's this stuff that it's the dead giveaway of. It's why Don Cherry would wear, you know, I need a really high collar and a big tie.
Rick Emmett's autobiography, Lay It on the Line, is available now. There are links at the very top of the description where you can pick it up. Also, if you want to make a donation to the channel, there's a PayPal link, and you can join our Patreon and get early access to all our videos. Remember, like our videos, comment on them because we read all the comments. Subscribe to our channel, you know that always helps. Like the videos and share them on social media. This is John Bowden, more from Rick Emmett in the next 2-3 days on Rocky Street Music. Take care.